Like I said, we're going big or going home, and I don't leave the house, so we gotta go big.
Sorry? Helen, bring me in the dance hall racket.
Welcome back, everybody, to episode 31 of the Fiberomancer's Knitting and Crafting Podcast. I'm your host, Megan, and obviously, let's go over a just little intro since the camera is about to die. I was gonna say new year, new me, but apparently we are still the same old chaos crafting monster that we were last year. I'll be right back. All right, so let's hope that I have enough battery. Sorry if it's like changed. Obviously, it is what it is. But like I was saying, thought things were gonna change. I'm not setting goals. Are you setting goals? We're still gonna be crafting chaos here. This is episode 31, the Fiberomancer's podcast, and you know, since it's a new year, let's start off. Gotta adjust myself. If you're a longtime viewer, you know how much I hate this chair. You'd think that I'd get a new chair by now to sit on. We're not going there. So hi, my name is Megan. I am the host behind the Fiberomancer podcast. I am also the creator of Penny_Moons over on Instagram, which hopefully brings you guys inspiration for creating things and being more authentic to yourself. This is a channel where we talk about all the crafting things that I do and vlog lifestyle stuff. So hopefully if that's your cup of tea, cup of coffee, cup of wine, shot of vodka, whatever you're drinking, hopefully not vodka, it's pretty early, or wine, as opposed to wine. Wine we can do a little bit early if it's brunch. That you'll stick around, subscribe, hit the notification bell, give the video a like. You know, it's very helpful, helps other people join our spooky crafting family. And let's move right on into what I've been working on, whips, and all of that fun stuff since the last time I've seen you. So as far as like FOs and like, I don't really know what I did in the last couple of months. I took the last 2 weeks of December off for holiday reasons, mental health reasons, you know. It's a really hard time for a lot of us. That's why I didn't want to set goals. But if you are setting goals, don't beat yourself up over it because there's no time like the present. And if you wait until the right time happens, that right time may never happen. So you might as well dive into whatever you want to do and just go into it because you never know what could happen. Hey, I've been podcasting for 2 years when I had no idea what was going to happen. Let's talk about what I'm wearing. So this is my Jackalope Jane. I think it's a mommy bat. I don't know what she calls it, but it's the perfect little like crew neck sweater, sweatshirt, and I love it. I love all of their designs over there. I believe, I don't know if it's today when this goes up or if it will be this weekend. They have a misprint sale. Their second sale is going on this weekend. Check it out. Let them know I sent you. They're awesome. You need their stuff. Oh wait, hat is Dragon Horde Yarns. It will be out by the time you guys are watching this. It's the everyday modified, I don't know what she's calling it, thicker beanie. If you have the everyday slouchy beanie, this is the DK. I'm not gonna take it off because my hair is an absolute mess. If you see me petting this snarl, I'm just, if I didn't film now, I wouldn't film. Anyways, it's almost the exact same as the pattern that's already out, but this is thicker. The yarn I used for this is the Universal Yarn DK Tweed in the Merlot colorway. You guys know I love tweed. And this, what is it? I believe it's this. Nope, that's not it. It's Valley Yarn. It's Webb's store mohair, and it's like, that's very true to what it is. And then so you hold it together and you get the almost this burgundy vampire-ish beautiful color that goes with my winter aesthetic. If you did not see my unboxing for my sampler box from Universal Yarn, head over to Instagram to see the unboxing of all the stuff I got. I'm now an affiliate for them, so if you buy something using my link for them, I can make a little bit back, which would be really awesome, you know, or don't, but it would be really cool. Anyways, so finish that. We're talking about what I'm wearing. whips that you guys have probably seen, or FOs. Let's go with FOs. I'm filming this on Friday, January 6th. I'm a little bit behind, but I've already finished 2 pairs of socks, one of which is Universal Yarns Easel sock yarn. And I am, oh my gosh, I have to take FO photos of this. This is a self-patterning yarn. Oh my goodness, it's gorgeous, guys. It's got a little bit of a toothy feel to it. If you know what kind of sock yarn I'm talking about, you know what kind of sock yarn I'm talking about. And this is like my favorite boot sock, winter sock. I'm all about it. It wears really well. I mean, obviously I haven't worn these yet because I have to take pictures and block them for pictures and whatnot. But that toothier wool for socks generally tends to be my favorite over a more smooth sock, but I always end up buying a smooth sock anyways, so what does it really mean? What does it matter? Who knows? I also knit these up. There was no pattern for this. I just kind of did a broken rib working out of my stash. This is one of the first yarns that I had. Sorry, I'm like in front of my ring light. It's over to the side. Had ever bought. I should probably talk about this broken rib. It's 64 stitches on a size 1 needle, heel flap gusset like I always do, 2x2 ribbing, which you can't even tell because it's a 2x2 broken rib that I kind of just like made up. Maybe I'll write it up, put it, but it's nothing special. It's just a broken rib. And then back to these, which is my go-to vanilla sock, 2x2 ribbing, 64 stitches, on a US size 1, 2.25 millimeter needle, heel flap and gusset, knit my foot, which is about the same length as my leg. That's my go-to. We fold it in half. Perfect. Those are my socks. So my goal for this year is to knit 23 pairs of socks, but I was also dared, and this, we'll pop it up here, to knit 60 socks. 60 pairs, 60 socks, maybe 30 pairs, or 60 single socks. I don't know, we didn't really go into detail. I took a screenshot to see what ends up happening at the end of this year because who knows? Anything can happen. It is what it is. I finished this as my last project of 2023. It's inside out because I've been wearing it a lot. And I took pictures of this. I absolutely love this sweater. This I knit up with the, what is it? One of the Karen Cake lattes, or latte cakes. So those are one of those, you know, big old balls you can get at the box store, Joann's, Michael's, I don't know where else. That's a big box store that has it. That's what we have around here. Aurora saw this when we were at Michael's and I got 2 balls and I actually have quite a bit of it left, because I had 2 and this color was slightly off from this one, which is an issue I have with a lot of like big box store company yarn, is that I feel like even if they're the same dye lot, it's not always the same. There's also a lot of random ties sometimes in it, but I try not to be negative about it because I can fix those things pretty easily. But this is what I was talking about. This is what those cakes look like. Actually, maybe I'll make another beanie out of this. That's definitely enough to make another beanie out of it. I didn't measure all my beanie stuff, like my yardage, but this is a worsted weight, which would be basically what this is. I don't know, it's a DK and a fingering. This is a DK and a mohair or suri held double, so it should in theory be able to use this one. But back to this, I knit the third size of the Cozy Classic Raglan by Jessie May. You guys know I love that pattern, and if you're new here, I'm obsessed with this pattern. I've done 1,000,007 variations of it. It's very easy to knit up. It's got a bunch of sizes. It's written fantastic. Definitely a good first sweater pattern to start with. Yeah, and this was knit exactly. Yeah, this was knit exactly to pattern, which is the first time I've actually ever done that. But I'm like so obsessed with it. It's just, I love it so much. Finished the socks, finished this hat. Now we've got things that I've cast on since the last time you saw me. This, I think I talked about a little bit. I may have talked about this during Vlogmas when I unboxed the Advent, which I'll link here, link here. I'll link it when I was unboxing my giant advent because I needed to practice my fade. This is using Dragon Horde yarn, Fade into Faye Yule Countdown from, I think, 2020. This was the original OG mini skein set. And this is on her, and this I am knitting up in the Woodwoe pattern, which is also by Dragon Horde Design. This bottom is bound off. I've got sleeves, but you can see, how many colors is there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think there's 7 here. And I have a couple more that I need to fade, more purpley blues, into the sleeve. Oh, that's where you went. My snail tape marker. Measuring thing. He's in this bag. Oh, which is in my Lila Styles? I can't remember. My Chilling Adventures of Sabrina project bag. I need to finish this. I really need to finish this so I can, it's got 2 sleeves. You guys know I hate Sleeve Island, and that's where like I basically abandon a project. But like I said, this is almost done because it's cropped. Woodwoe's also an amazing beginner sweater. So it's 2023 and you want a beginning sweater or you want to try something new, you've never knit a sweater. Amazing sweater pattern by Dragon Horde Yarn, Dragon Horde Design. I got to test this. Also very size inclusive, a slightly different shape than the it is a slightly different shape than the Cozy Classic Raglan, Classic Cozy Rag. I can never remember the name of that pattern. But Woodwoe's is the first in a set of 3 patterns in different skill levels. Woodwoe's being the first and most basic. Next would be Rune, which is almost the exact same shape, but has color work. I have a version of that over on my Instagram. You can see it's green and has silver cuffs. And then the last would be Witchling, which has the entire lower part of the torso with the beautiful witchy gothic kind of color work at the bottom, but having more than the prior. So you can build your skill levels. And if you're curious about my project with that one, that is the cardigan that I steeked. There was a video somewhere on this channel, my Witchling cardigan. And if you don't know what steeking is, it's when you add an extra panel, like couple of stitches up and down the middle, and then you cut it up with scissors and reinforce 2 button bands on the side, and you have a cardigan. That was the first and only time I had ever done that, and I think I want to do it again this year. It was exhilarating, but I do not suggest you do it like I did and cut it live while you're wearing it. I know I was shaking really bad. I can't remember if the camera picked up my hands actually shaking because, like I said, if you're wearing it and you have a pair of scissors, you have to, you know, you get the idea. But so Woodwoe's isn't a faded sweater. Back to this. I am fading it myself. I was testing it for my Advent project, which I talked about in the video where I unboxed my Miami Fiber Co. Mystic Fiber Co. I'm terrible with names today. Advent, and where I talked about I want to do the La Hava sweater dress. And so that was that project down there, which I've now put on the floor, is my prototype to test like my fading technique, I guess. Because there's like a couple different ways to like gradiate your colors, in which I'm basically just like starting with, we'll say color A, and then I'll knit around with color B, and then knit 2 rounds with color A, and then A, B, and then the mirror of the top. There's no science. This is why I'm a crafting chaos goblin. I hope that makes sense. Basically, you're alternating to a point and then you mirror it with the next color to have it fade. And obviously, the closer the colors are the longer you put the gradient in, the more blended it becomes. So my next whip, which is also fairly old at this point, is if you watched my Vlogmas videos during, I went to an event at Black Birch Vineyard where it was a yarn and wine event, and I started a woolen honey using my Black Birch sheep yarn, which is just a natural color. This has been on my queue since, I think it was literally 2019 to the day of me casting it on. I think I took a picture of it. It's about time. This is a pattern by, it's the Woolen Honey Sweater by Andrea Mowry. Had to double check. Again, I feel like everybody's done it at some point. I absolutely love it, and I cannot wait to get this done. This is the sheep there. I don't think I ever talked about it. We're actually like more, I think they're meat sheep. They're not wool sheep. You know how the different breeds have different types? But the wool is actually, it's still pretty nice. I mean, it's not super washed, so it does have a little bit of a tooth to it, one of that more rustic feel. But I love the stitch definition it is giving. I don't know if you can tell. It would be absolutely gorgeous for like a fisherman cable or just a cabled sweater in general. So that's going back in my bag. And then we have 2 more whips that I'm working on. I casted on another pair of socks because, like I said, we're going big or going home, and I don't leave the house, so we gotta go big. We don't get a choice. Another pair of socks. This is the FU 2020 colorway from the Lemonade Shop. Obviously, I've had this for a while. We're trying to work through as much stash as possible this year for obvious reasons. And I'm doing the, I believe it's String of Lights by Lindsay, who is Sock Witchery. You can find her here on YouTube and or on Instagram. It's just another, I don't know if you can tell, it's just another ribbing kind of sort of pattern. Just adding a little bit of a extra to my vanilla sock because I was working on this, working on that. I didn't want another stockinette oh my gosh, we're tangled. Another stockinette project. So now that this is done, I may cast on another pair of stockinette socks or another hat. We don't know. We don't know what we're doing here. Me and my many personalities. Lev, you're calling me. Hello? Hi, I'm podcasting. I love you too. Editing Megan here, and oh my gosh, that phone call looks absolutely so fake, and it wasn't. That's hilarious. And the last whip that I'm working on actively, this is not talking about my whip graveyard, is the sweater that I'm casting on for Ryan. Wow, that's bright on camera. Wow. It's bright, but I feel like it's not that bright. It's reading more fuchsia than it is. If I take the hat out. Okay, can you see this? This is the Flax Light sweater by Tin Can Knits. It's my go-to kids sweater. It's a free pattern. Many sizes, but this is my go-to for my kids. And I have a full skein of what the yarn looks like. This is by Nerdy Knits yarn. Can you see the, there you go. Okay, that's true. It's still very bright, but that's very true to what it looks like in real life. This is the Little Outsider colorway. Ryden picked this out. So if you don't get the reference, being that it is a Nerdy Knits yarn, this is one of the Stray, the video game Stray colorways. Little Outsider is the cat character in the game. Ryden loves cats. Ryden loves video games. Ryden was obsessed with Stray when it came out. He was very hyper-focused on it. And if you're new here, Ryden is my son. And so he picked this out. This was going to be a Rhinebeck sweater, but I didn't want him to grow out of it. So it's going to be his birthday sweater, which is in 2 weeks. My baby's gonna be so old, he's no longer a baby. I have to live with that. Anyways, this is gonna be his birthday sweater. And I'll definitely get it done. It doesn't look like much. We're just in the increases of the raglan. But I am trying to, so I've broken this ball up into uneven amounts because I'm going to have to, now that I've documented this, I can, once I get a picture of it, I can put I will add this in after I split for my sleeves. And so that way I can work it in so the pooling isn't too much. Like, it's still pooling, but it would have been like a weird, I mean, you can kind of see in the collar that it did like this stripe pooling. Oh my gosh, this is the nicest my nails have been in a long time. But I didn't want that to happen, so I'm alternating. I wouldn't necessarily say helical knitting, but it's kind of helical knitting, where I am alternating each of the skeins at one of the raglan increases. So it's kind of like a seam, which is, judging my own work, looking terrible, but you're not gonna be up this close. If you can't see it from there, it doesn't matter. Anyways, that is everything I'm working on. I believe that's gonna be everything for this episode. I would talk about plans, but there are no plans. There are never any plans, because when I make plans, I don't follow through with my plans. Even when I make those lists. Flashback to all of the project lists that I talk about that I never truly finished. I need to focus more on like smaller goals, which right now is an overall knitting through as much stash as possible as it was last year, but the stash is never ending. And just getting as many socks done as possible, because, you know, if you dare me to do something, I can't back down, because your ghoul ain't no quitter, and if you dare me to do something, especially if you double dog dare me to do something, 10 out of 10 times I'm gonna do my double dog dare. You can't see my hands doing their hand thing. Anyways, thanks for watching. I will be back next week. I'm hoping everything now is like, we're done with the unseen hecticness of life of 2022. I'm hoping to get back up to every week podcasts and additional vlogs. We're hoping to put out more videos. Me are going to be putting it out as many things as we can, as always, but I'm not going to promise you anything. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. And again, if you're new, make sure you're subscribed and you like down below, because I love you all. And the other day when I asked how I impacted your life over on Instagram, all of the comments that you guys sent me, it made me feel really good, guys. I'm so sorry, my phone keeps lighting up. It means so much to me that the things you guys said. I'm not gonna share anything because obviously they're somewhat confidential, but like, you guys, that really cheered me up because I was having a big sad that day. If you know, you know. I don't do well in the dark, so I'll see you guys next time. I love you all. Bye.